proud of the way the team played. Those weekends are tough. Saturday was a long, difficult day. I mean, you're playing 18 innings of baseball. I don't know that the field light temperature ever really got above freezing. Played well. Sunday, fine. Commercial flights. By the time these guys got back to their apartments, my guess is it was probably 1:30 or 2. And then to unwind and actually get to sleep, I mean, it was probably 3 o'clock in the morning. And, then you have to re-engage school. And that's a winning team that was on the other side of the field tonight. That's a winning team. They've played good baseball all year. They have a new coaching staff. They've added some nice pieces. For us to play that way, it starts on the mound, and Peyton wasn't getting ahead early. Micah did a nice job of maybe going to the secondary pitch, a slider, to try to find a way to get ahead. But his stuff is good enough, and there's a mixture of things that allows him to navigate 4 innings. To think the way it started, I mean, he might have thrown 25 pitches in the first inning. To think we were going to get through 4 with him, we had our reservations about it, but he settled in. Solid defense. Again, that does help. Lodice's backhand play. Max in center field. I did not think when that ball was hit. I know he got a jump, but I still didn't know if he was going to be able to cover and secure that. He did. Miles' play over the fence. That's as fine a play as you can see a first baseman make on that type of ball. In that area, there's space over there. He covered a lot of ground. Just incredible athleticism. McCulley's play late, you could see just the feel he has for infield play. Carnes, some nice blocks. Ben Barrett, Micah made some really nice modifications to try to get the stuff a little bit more consistent. And once he got into the outing, I think he struck out 6 of the 7, and the command was better. And he was trying to throw. That's why, I asked Micah, go talk to him right now, because the in-game feel and the adjustment on the fly in the game, you have to figure out a way to manipulate that. You can't stop and go do drills and do your side work. It's got to happen on the fly. And Micah did a nice job of tightening him up and getting that fastball where it wasn't so down. It needs to be in the bottom of the zone, but it was clearly under. And then he got to the slider, and the hitters were giving you all the feedback you needed. Micah did a nice adjustment on Marlowe, lowered the slot a little bit. It really looked good. The changeup was exceptional, even to the lefties. A couple good sliders, moved the fastball around. Just proud of the way we played. The at-bats, top to bottom. For me to go through those, I can't. The guys had just good focus, and once we got in the bullpen, you still have to have pitch recognition, selection, and try to separate and put the game away. And we see games where, hey, it's 7-0, and all of a sudden you look up and it's a 4th inning and it's 7-4. And then somebody hits a home run and it's 7-5. And things stall out. That was not the case. They played with energy the whole night, clean, proud of them. And when you just show up and watch this game, you see the Noles play a good game, but to get through the weekend and then to show up and play like that with the difficulty and the challenge of the length of the day on Saturday and then the long day, including the travel Sunday, just well done by the guys.
Just how much toughness has this group showed you over these last 4 games after the end of the Wake Forest series and then the loss of Florida on Tuesday?
When we sat in here after the end of the Wake Forest series, you felt like we had no answer on the mound. We couldn't contain things. Their hitters seemed one step ahead of us. I still can't quite explain it. Hard to shake that off. And then I think was the Florida game the next one? Yeah, I mean, good ball game, but it's an L any way you draw it up. And then off you go. to a team that plays well in their venue. Their fans are into it. It's always unique there with the wind and the temperatures and the turf, and you got a lot of things that you're not accustomed to. And we went in and played as well as you could ask a team to play. So they showed a lot of guts, and the starting pitching to rest some of the guys in the bullpen that have seen repetitive action, and that starts to wear on you a little bit. So to use, I think we used 6 total guys. That was great. It does present a challenge when you play 2 Saturday and now you're bumping up to Thursday. You're out of kilter. Virginia's probably in the same boat with how you use the arms on Thursday. But the toughness was very evident. We talked about response last year a lot. That's a heck of a response after a kind of a tough stretch where you feel like you're treading water there for a while, and very proud of how they performed.
Following up on that, you mentioned pitch recognition. You told us about it last week. You guys had 52 hits in your last 4 games. Just to see the response and to see them seeing the ball well again, how big is that?
What's the essence of hitting? Like your recognition and what you see and how you time it and track it. I mean, that's the hardest thing. You could have a fundamentally in check, sound swing, but without recognition and timing and decisions, you're still not going to hit. There's people that function that may have unorthodox, quirky swings that have really mastered the art of the recognition and the thoughtfulness and using parts of the zone and thinking through the at-bat. And we're improving. It's not a finished product, and it's not where I really want it to be. There will be ups and downs in this. We've seen it in these 35 games, but I think you see some growth. I see some of the younger guys growing. I feel like some of the guys that went through these experiences with us last year have also improved. That's all I can ask for. And then when the dust settles, you hope there's enough there to come out on top. I'm seeing improvement. I'm not seeing complete, competitive, flawless at-bats, but you do see modifications and some progress in the right direction with the guys.
What does having Chase back bring you a lot?
I'm still learning him as a player. He's played in, is this the 9th game he's played in? 10th? But he hasn't finished them. So 3 or 4 of those, he did not complete the game. But you just see the get up and go, the energy, the ground ball, the ability to use the field. I mean, he used the field just in this game today. He did it at Virginia Tech. And when he gets on the bases, I've coached a lot of very advanced base runners. I haven't seen that kind of explosiveness and get up and go. I haven't. So once he learns some of the finer details of the jump and what to look for in the lead and the sliding and playing the game in a manner that allows you to complete the games and pick times when maybe you need to throttle back a little bit, he's going to get there. But man, it's a different dimension to the sport, and you know it the moment he's out there and at the plate and on the bases. Everybody in the stadium can feel it. Our team, the opposing team, all of you, the fans. It does add a niche to this that's really special.
It's just how enjoyable is it to watch him play? The energy that he plays with, the intensity that he plays with.
It's contagious. It's passion for every pitch of the at-bat. And my guess would be there's a lot of players in our program and at the major league level, other programs that probably have that same delivery. It may not be just expressed as well. And he's not doing anything to try to show anybody up. It's just the way he is. And it's a neat aspect of the team, and the variety of players that you have and the personalities are, when you run it out there, is what makes it unique and fun. And he's a big part of it.
It seemed like Peyton had all 4 pitches going at points tonight. Just how much confidence do you see him building with every time he toes the rubber right now?
Well, it's a freshman that went through a Tommy John, and he's back and he's learning. There's no replacing this. You know, we wanted to start him so he had the whole preliminary part of the day to prepare, go through the warm-up, as much time as he needed, get himself ready. And you look at a Bellini, and I talked about, you know, John Michael Bertrand, who we've all seen pitch here when I was at Notre Dame. He was here in this stadium. The pitchability, the physicality, the variety. I think Peyton is still hunting a little bit of that finer fastball command. Not necessarily throwing strikes, but you have to pitch with the fastball and move it around a little bit, like intentionally. And I think once he gets to that, that'll be a big step in the right direction and allow him to be more efficient. And clearly the first inning was inefficient because of just that.
What kind of impact does Chase's energy have on the rest of the team?
I mean, it ignites things. It's just different. And I think, you know, the energy and then the base running and the speed, when that guy's out there, it doesn't matter where he is on the bases. Like when you're pitching and catching and defending, you're probably more conscious of having to keep pitches around the zone. It's hard to bury pitches with somebody like that. Like the guy could run at any time, and you know if you bury breaking balls and changeups, like he's on it, so he'll advance. Like it changes everything, and Gage is in that same category. And where to put Chase in that lineup, we're trying to figure it out. And again, this is maybe the 9th or 10th game, but he's now gotten through a couple, so I'm still learning what this feels like and looks like and how to insert him and what to try to do with him in the lineup. But it's contagious. It is. It's intense, man, and it spreads. Like you can feel it.
How much of an X factor can Ben be if he harnesses the stuff like we saw tonight?
I mean, he could be one of the best relievers in the country. I mean, that's 94 to 96 with sink and a slider at 87 to 90 with kind of the opposite action, the gyro type hard slider. I mean, he's very athletic. So, I mean, you know where it can go. Unfortunately, it hasn't consistently been in that place with just the repetitive nature of the stuff. So that's why statistically we're fighting through it a little bit, and those type of outings, he needs it, and he needs to do it again. And there's other things. I'm not going to get into some of the other things I know he needs to work on, but I see it today. But man, I mean, it's top flight stuff. You go turn on whatever big league game's on tonight, and that type of stuff will be on the mound for somebody. So that's what you're dealing with.